Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about beef neck bone. So this is what a beef neck bone looks like. Sometimes it has a lot of meat, sometimes it don't. First you want to set the saw and just want to start cutting it in like about 1 inch, sometimes 3/4, depends on how much you're going to put in the tray. And pretty much this is the bandsaw, so when you're on it, be careful, pay attention to what you're doing, and don't talk to anyone until you finish. And pretty much so this is the beef neck bone. It's the neck. And it's very good for like soup, and you could cook it just like oxtail. Some people mix it with their oxtail, so that's how you want to do it. And pretty much that's kind of how you cut your beef neck bone. That's what it looks like. Like this is a good batch because it has meat on it. Sometimes it comes and there's no meat on it. So, and obviously there's different ways of cutting it. I'm going to show you another one. This is just my favorite way of cutting it. So you just want to make slices, and when you cut it like this, it looks more like oxtail, which a lot of people mix it in oxtail, especially in restaurants, because obviously oxtail is expensive. So if you could mix the beef neck bone with the oxtail, obviously you can make more profit out of it. And you can do the same thing at home as well, which I do have a video showing you how to cook the oxtail with beef neck bone. So there you go. Like I said, it's great for soup. And now we're going to start by cutting off the tip of this one, just to go ahead and square it up on both sides. And when you do that, now we're going to go ahead and, just to make it more even, we're going to go ahead and cut it down the middle. So when you cut it down the middle, you're going to see it's going to have a different look to it, where some people like this look a little better. So now you're going to split it down the middle. This one is more smaller. So there you go. And when the meat's stuck on the blade, on the bandsaw like that, you don't want to reach in with your hand and take it out. You want to use the other meat to push it out. Because like I said, the bandsaw is very dangerous. And one accident on the bandsaw would change your life. You won't be able to do simple things as tying your shoes lace or buckling your belt. So be very careful. And this is a good example of when the meat's stuck in the machine. Don't try to force it. The best thing to do is to just turn the machine off and stop and redo it over. Because if you try to force it, that's when you get angry and you make a mistake and you lose your finger on the bandsaw. So the best thing to do is to stop and use your hand to get the meat off and then do it over again. That's the safest way when you're on the bandsaw. So never get mad at the bandsaw. Just stop and start over. Never rush. Always take your time, because your safety is most important all the time. So once you go ahead and finish, you go ahead and get the other one. So if you feel more comfortable doing them individually, you could do them individually, you could do them both together. So once again, like I said, if it's stuck, take your time, don't rush. And now we're going to go ahead and tray them. This is the most important thing. I'm going to start doing all my videos showing how to tray. Because a lot of times you're teaching someone how to cut meat, and a lot of times one of the biggest problems they have is traying. So in all my videos from now on, I'm going to make sure I show the process of traying the meat correctly. So that's how you want to put in. Because traying is very important, because you could cut the meat, but if you can't tray it right, it's still going to be an issue when you get to the sales floor. So here you go. I'll go ahead and put them in there. And that's a good example of how you want to tray your beef neck bone. I mean, these are bigger trays because beef neck bone is not really expensive. Well, depends on where you're shopping. So you just want to go ahead and get them in a tray. You just want to make sure everything looks as uniform and neat as possible. You don't want to have sloppy trays. There you go. You put them in, try to make sure everything looks, because remember, eye appeal is buy appeal. If it looks good, people are going to buy it. Doesn't matter how much it costs. If it doesn't look good, no one is going to buy it. There you go. Put them in the tray. I always say the diapers in the tray. Always make sure you put the diaper in the tray so that it keeps the blood in the tray. Nothing is worse than someone picking up a pack of meat and the blood run down in their hand. So now we're going to show you how to tray the one that we filleted down the middle. Same concept. You want to stack them in there, make sure it looks neat, uniform, and everything's in a straight line. That's usually the best way of doing it. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.